Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into a practice that seems simple on the surface, but actually has, well, a lot going on. Body scan meditation.
Exactly. We've looked closely at a segment from Mindful Minutes, a somatic check-in routine with Emma and Jason, to really understand what this practice involves.
Yeah, digging into it.
So our goal here is to really explore what body scan meditation actually is,
Yeah.
how it works on us physically, mentally.
And what the benefits might be. Things like feeling more grounded, maybe understanding stress a bit better.
Precisely. Improving well-being overall. Think of this as your shortcut to getting a handle on this mindful technique and maybe using it yourself.
Okay, let's jump right in. What are we talking about when we say body scan meditation?
Well, fundamentally, it's a pretty direct way to check in with your physical self, your body.
Right.
You're basically intentionally guiding your attention part by part through your body, just noticing whatever sensations are there.
And a key thing you mentioned, or rather, they mentioned in the source, is it's about noticing, not fixing.
That's crucial. Yeah, it's not, oh, my shoulder's tense, must relax it, NFW.
Right.
It's more like, sensing tension in my shoulder, just acknowledging it.
That feels like a big difference in approach.
It really is. It changes a relationship. And Emma called it a somatic practice, which basically means working with the body's experience.
Not just the mind spinning its wheels.
Exactly. Our bodies are giving us signals constantly, right? But we're often too caught up in thoughts to even register them. Somatic work helps reconnect that.
Okay, so practically
Yeah.
speaking, how does it work? What do you do?
It's like a mental tour. You systematically bring your awareness to different areas. Often people start at the head, then scan downwards, all the way to the toes.
And you're looking for what? Tingling? Pain?
You're not really looking for anything specific. You're just open to noticing whatever is there. Could be warmth, coolness, maybe pressure, tingling, like you said, or honestly, sometimes just a kind of numbness or absence of strong sensation.
Okay, so no pressure to feel something profound.
None at all. And that's the beauty Jason pointed out. It's so simple. You don't need cushions or quiet rooms, although those can be nice.
Uh-huh.
You can genuinely do it sitting at your desk, lying in bed, even just for a few moments during a break. Very accessible.
That does sound easier to fit in than maybe, say, an hour-long sit. Now, Emma and Jason shared some personal stories about their first times with it. What stood out to you there?
Jason's story, I think, really resonates in that stress workshop. Realizing his jaw was clenched, shoulders hiked up, only when he was actually told to relax his face.
Yeah.
That moment of, whoa, how much tension we just carry around without even realizing it. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much is that happening unnoticed all day?
Totally. I've done that, suddenly realized my jaw's been clamped shut for who knows how long. It's a wake-up call.
It really is, and Emma's experience complements that nicely.
Oh.
For feeling heavier after a scan and yoga training, but in a good way. Grounded.
Ah, okay. Not sluggish, but anchored.
Exactly. Anchored. Landed. If you think about stress or anxiety, we can feel kind of floaty, disconnected, right?
Yeah, definitely. Fragmented sometimes.
So the body scan acts as an anchor. It pulls your awareness back into your physical self, fostering that sense of stability, being present, fully here.
That feeling of landing fully in the body, as she put it.
Yes, that's it.
So this grounding, this awareness, they called it somatic magic. What's the mechanism behind that, maybe? What's happening deeper down?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting with the nervous system. By consciously paying attention to body parts, observing sensations without judging, you're essentially training your nervous system to settle down.
How does that work?
Think about fight or flight. Stress makes us tense up, right? Ready for action.
Uh-huh. The default for many of us, probably.
Sadly, yes.
Yeah.
Body scanning encourages the opposite response. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the rest and digest mode.
Ah, okay. Shifting gears.
Exactly. And that shift isn't just momentary. It can have knock-on effects, like Emma and Jason suggested, maybe helping with sleep, easing anxiety, even potentially helping manage chronic pain, partly by just increasing awareness and fostering calm.
That nervous system link is powerful. And they mentioned mini scans, too. It can just, 2 or 3 minutes actually do anything.
Oh, absolutely. Don't underestimate the power of brief check-ins. Think about the day stress builds up, tension creeps in.
Right, you get tight without noticing.
Exactly. So taking just a couple of minutes for those questions Emma posed. Where am I tight? Where am I numb? Can I soften here? That can be incredibly potent.
Like hitting a mini reset button.
Precisely. It interrupts that upward spiral of stress. It's about building a habit of quick, mindful check-ins, much more manageable than feeling you need an hour free.
Yeah, that feels achievable.
Okay.
Well, but what about the mind? We all know it wanders off during meditation. What do they say about that?
Jason really hit the nail on the head there. The mind will wander. That's its job. Basically thinking, planning, remembering.
To-do lists.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Totally. So the point isn't to force your mind into silence. That's, well, usually impossible and just leads to frustration.
So what is the point then?
The practice, as Emma highlighted, is actually in the noticing. Noticing, okay, mine's drifted off to the grocery list again. And then, gently, kindly, guiding your attention back to the breath, back to the body part you were focusing on.
Without beating yourself up about it.
Exactly. That returning, that gentle redirection is the core of the practice. It's not about achieving some perfect, unbroken focus. That's a myth for most people.
Okay, that's genuinely reassuring. Takes
Yeah.
the pressure off wanting to do it perfectly.
Right. There is no perfect.
So towards the end, they did a short guided scan, about 5 minutes. Can we walk through the steps they took just to get a clearer picture?
Sure. What was notable was the structure. They started with a couple of deep breaths, signaling a shift, and consciously letting go of tension in common spots, jaw, shoulders.
The usual suspects.
Definitely. Then it was that systematic journey, bringing awareness gently to the head, forehead, eyes, cheeks, jaw again, neck, shoulders, down the arms into the hands, even noticing the fingertips. Just inviting awareness, sensation, or no sensation.
And then they move through the main body.
Yep. Awareness to the chest, using the breath there as an anchor, which is very common in mindfulness.
Right.
Then the belly, the lower back, noticing the support of whatever surface you're on, the hips.
Letting gravity help?
Kinda, yeah. Then down the legs, thighs, knees, calves, feet making contact, and finally focusing on the feet themselves. Arches, heels, toes, areas we barely think about.
It sounds very thorough, even for 5 minutes.
It is, and the language they used was important too. Things like, you've arrived, you're here, fully in your body, really reinforcing that sense of presence.
Landing.
And they finished with another conscious breath, releasing any tension found on the exhale.
And what were their immediate thoughts after that short practice?
Emma mentioned feeling so grounding, which is a very common experience. And she noticed some tension she was holding in her stomach, which she maybe hadn't been aware of before.
Ah, so the scan brought it to light.
Exactly. Sometimes we only notice where we hold stress when we actually stop and pay attention. And Jason echoed that sense of grounding, feeling more at home in his body.
At home in his body. I like that
Oh, I know
phrasing.
it too. It captures that feeling of integration, of reconnecting.
Huh?
And they both encourage listeners to come back to it anytime, as a tool for resetting the nervous system, for checking in.
So if we were to boil this all down,
Hmm.
what are the absolute key things listeners should take away from our deep dive today?
Okay, key takeaways. 1, body scan meditation is simple but powerful. It's a somatic practice about the body.
Right.
2, the core is non-judgmental noticing of physical sensations. Not fixing, just observing.
Got it.
3, potential benefits are pretty wide-ranging: stress reduction, feeling more grounded, better self-awareness, maybe even sleep and pain management down the line.
And importantly,
And importantly, number 4, even really short practices, those 2 or 3 minute mini scans, can make a real difference. It's accessible.
it's a great summary. Okay, so for our final thought for you, the listener, just take a moment now or later today.
Mhm.
Where do you tend to hold tension? Is it your shoulders like Jason?
Mm-hmm.
Your jaw? Maybe your stomach like Emma? Or somewhere else entirely? Just reflect on that and then consider what might happen if you brought just a moment, maybe even just 30 seconds, of focused, kind attention to that area. How might that brief check-in shift your awareness, your sense of presence, just for the next few minutes of your day?
It might be subtle.
It might be very subtle, but sometimes those tiny shifts in awareness done regularly can, they can really add up.
Yeah.
Something to explore.